It is a night of anticipation. Nintendo's Wii console release comes just 2 days after Sony's PlayStation 3 hit store shelves.
The crowd is absolutely crazy.
I specifically want to know who the cat is.
Who the cat is?
Yes.
The Nintendo Wii goes on sale at midnight.
And only time will tell if gaming will, in fact, be brought back to the masses.
When Nintendo released the Wii, they had a main goal in mind: to cater not only to gamers, but get everyone in on it. They wanted your grandma playing Wii Sports with you, but also they really did love to diss people based on age and weight. Aside from these family-friendly games, they further achieved this with the help of channels. There was the forecast channel for weather, a way to browse the internet, or make a ridiculous Mii with an absurd name. And we can't forget the photo channel, the digital library for photos you had stored on an SD card or the Wii message board. There was more to do than just look at images. It supported video and audio files. You'd create slideshows, turn pictures into puzzles, doodle whatever you desired, and of course, make the mood hard-boiled. If you've ever been on a Wii, you've at the very least seen this on the menu. Millions of people all over the world have seen this banner with the dewy leaves, vibrant flowers, a cat basking in the sun, and a bright blue cloudy sky. But it turns out, no one knows where these images came from. They're completely uncredited, and the answer isn't anywhere. In the Wii Fit credits, they give special thanks to the hula hoop, but the face of the Wii's UI design remains unknown. While this could bring up issues with copyright or licensing, more importantly, who is this cat? The year was 2006. Nintendo was preparing for the Wii to drop. Developers were debugging and adding finishing touches. Presentations and promos were being put together. Kids put it on their Christmas lists, and people were ready to wait in lines overnight to snag the console. Koichi Kawamoto was in charge of coordinating the photo channel's production, and wanted to create something that a group could enjoy, not just whoever had the Wii remote. Assistant director Masamichi Sakaino said the dev staff would spend hours playing around with the doodle feature. It was a pretty personal project for Kawamoto, as he had his children in mind during development. It brought tears to his eyes when he made a slideshow of family photos, so joked that the channel's concept is crying with Wii. Tadashi Matsushita was appointed as the graphic designer. He'd already worked with Kawamoto for a couple of years at this point, so I'm sure he was trusted to bring his vision to life. The Wii launched, and was up against the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. All were released in the US within 5 days of each other. It was uncertain which would win the console war. Fast forward many years later, the Wii won, sales-wise, by about 15 million. Meanwhile, I'm over here, very fixated on the Wii, Frutiger Arrow, and lost or unidentified media. You know, like finding the location of the backrooms photo, or identifying an 80s song. In my favorite near and dear childhood crutch, laid an image, a mysterious image, with contents so enticing, it catapulted an effect of me trying to find the origin of these. But since the others look the same as basically every Japanese stock photo library ever, what piqued my curiosity, the thing that made me care instead of realizing the origins were unknown, then never thinking about it again, the cat. This adorable orange cat, resting with its eyes closed as the sun washes over it. I wanted to know who it was. Was it an Easter egg, carefully placed by a developer sneaking their pet in? Or a haphazardly picked stock photo thrown onto the banner? Could it be something else altogether? Let's get into the story of how I became way too obsessed with this entirely senseless mystery. The mystery of the Wii Cat. Out of all the stages in this convoluted saga, level 1 is the question, is the answer just like somewhere on the internet? A quick, easy method is reverse image search. The only results are from others asking about it, articles on the Nintendo site, and the cat being featured in 2 operations manuals, the Wii and the DSi. It's also the cover for Slideshow Fun on Nintendo Music, an app released just last year in 2024. It's cool they've used it repeatedly, but this doesn't provide much info. Reverse image search isn't foolproof though, and maybe there's something helpful online. So I started researching. The channel's credits are sparse. One of these people must be responsible for the cat, but there's nothing about the photographs hidden in any credits or copyright info in a manual. Searching Wii photo channel cat brings up Rassie, a not-so-secret feature. If you grab her while she runs across the screen, she'll give you tips. This was mentioned in an interview, where they said programmer Yuichiro Ito loves cats, and that he's always used photos of cats in the sample photos displayed. So Ito is, more likely than not, who put or wanted to put the cat there. Since he programmed it and Matsushita did the design, I'm unsure who would have chosen the photo and placed it there. An obvious possibility that I'm sure people have already commented, it's probably a dev's cat. But here's the thing. Nintendo employees did gather their own photos to showcase the channel for Wii previews and demos. Actual employees' photos look much more casual. The banners on their own look pretty professional, but the difference is stark when comparing these images to them. This effortlessly editorial cat and the dreamy scenic photos must have been taken by a photographer, right? I mean, especially given 2006 Digicam standards. While it was fun to comb through the Japanese internet and watch a bunch of old clips, this was a dead end. I had to think of something else. Wait, so in those demos and previews, we can see other stock style images that didn't make the cut for the banner. This uncovered a few things. 1. I reverse searched them since finding the origin of any could be helpful. Nothing shows up aside from this butterfly that's super similar, but not the same. This led me to various royalty-free sites, where I spent far too long looking through thousands of cats. Yes, I know, I am insane. 2. There are Japanese locations featured. Houses in Shirakawa Village, and I'm almost positive these are the JR Central Towers at Nagoya Station. And taking the Shiba Inu into account, the images were likely sourced from Japan, not any other country. 3. Out of every picture, the only ones I could find the origin of were of this baby. These are from a stock photo CD-ROM called New Family by DAG Digital Images. I went through what's available of their catalog and didn't find any other matches, but I wasn't gonna stop there. Most assets from these nostalgic games are from copyright-free CD-ROMs after all. This town in the background of Wii Sports Tennis, Seamless Textures 7, Great Textures of Europe, the sky in Mario Party 8 Chump Rope, Mixa Image Library Volume 15,
Dinner
in Smash Melee, Sosaiji 10 Volume 73, not Nintendo, but Cats in Yakuza 5, also Sosaiji 10 Volume 50. Textures frequently get discovered and documented by fans. Thank you to everyone behind Render 96, as this video wouldn't have been possible without them. Baked Royal from the Wii Cat Discord channel, cause of course that's a thing, asked if Render 96 knew anything about the image, but unfortunately they don't. They were able to identify cloud shape in a Tails McDonald's toy. Yet these photos, shown on the Wii menu, are nowhere to be found. I couldn't tell you how many of these CD-ROMs I dug through, but just know every Japanese CD-ROM currently on the Internet Archive almost for sure doesn't have the cat in it, unless I somehow missed it. There's plenty of CDs for sale on Japan Mercari that have none of the contents available online, so it's completely feasible that the banner photos are from a lesser-known company. Spending real money, or real hours of my time, looking at 1 billion digital images as my eyes lost focus, seemed more demanding than trying to get a hold of Nintendo. Nintendo employees rarely ever talk to anyone, and their contact info is kept super under wraps. But that didn't mean I couldn't try. Worst that could happen is they don't give me the answer. Okay, welcome to Find That Wii Cat. I'm pretty sure a long time ago I tried the Nintendo support, but I'm gonna try again. Hello. I am looking for information on TVs, channels, Wii channels, development, specifically stock photos used for the photo channel. I'm getting the proper price rate for watch line, anybody in the right version. I'm gonna prepare my stuff. The sprites right here. There it is. May I please know if this project has some business purpose? How do I respond, like, in a fancy way for, like, I'm making a YouTube video? Like, how do I not sound? Please understand, Alex. I hope you get the vision. He sounds, assuming it's an Alex he sounds like he's actually talking to me, maybe? Let me give some more input. It just defaulted to the cat. Maybe he'll like the cat. Or she, I don't... If you're a girl, Alex, I'm sorry. That sounds really amazing. I would like to be part of it. On God. So Alex told me what I suspected, that no contact info is available. But they were awesome enough to send me this email that's for business proposals. I replied with the details, and while I didn't have much hope, I held out for the slight chance of a response. I was in the passenger seat of my Prelude. My fiance was driving us for a Sunday trip to an antique mall, when an unknown number called me. I didn't pick up, but then I got an email. It was Nintendo calling me about the Wii Cat.
Thank you for calling Nintendo. You will now be placed in line to speak to one of our specialists. Thank you for holding. My name is Carl. I'm the supervisor here at Nintendo. How are you doing today?
Hi, my name is Kylie. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing alright, Kylie. Just reading over my stuff here. It looks like we have to give us a call here. Reaching out regarding stock style photographs with the Wii photo channel examples of sample cat and landscape images. Okay.
Yeah, so on the Wii photo channel banner, there's like pictures of flowers, a bird, and there's also this orange cat. And there's a community on the internet that is trying to find out the sources for those photos, whether it was photos that the developers took or actual stock photos, but there's no like credits or licensing info anywhere.
Sure, let me see what I can find here. I don't have a whole lot of information, but I can definitely see what I can find. I can't guarantee I'll be able to find it, but definitely something that you can look into.
Yeah, or just, pointing me in the right direction.
Yeah, let me have my research team look into this a little bit further, see if maybe we can find an answer for you, because at least off the top of my head and looking through the information that I have, I don't have a readily available answer, but it's maybe something we can find. I just can't guarantee that I'll be able to get an answer for you.
Okay, is there any way for either like me or you or someone else within Nintendo to contact the graphic designer who worked on it?
Unfortunately, no. I can at least get this to my research team. They may be able to reach out to that person and go from there. So I will get this put together here, get this over to my research team. As soon as I have an answer either way, if maybe we can figure out who it was or if this is kind of a dead end one way or another, you'll reach out once I have more info for you, okay?
Okay, one more thing, I guess, to just put in the notes so that I get a clear answer is that I specifically want to know who the cat is.
Who the cat is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Like I said, I can't guarantee that we'll be able to find an answer. I'm hoping we will.
Yeah.
Because I'm actually curious now on this. Like I said, I can't guarantee I'll be able to get you an answer, but I will try.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem. Anything else I can do for you in the meantime, Kylie?
Nope, that's all.
Alrighty, I appreciate you reaching out. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
Alright, bye-bye.
Okay. Carl and Alex were now both on my side, but I still figured I'd never hear back. So imagine my surprise when the very next day, I got another phone call.
Hello, my name is Brian. I'm a supervisor here at Nintendo. Basically, according to the information that I have here, you are trying to get additional information about the stock photos in the Wii photo channel, specifically with the cat photo.
Yes.
So basically, okay, unfortunately, this is just an information that we don't have available at this point, and the information that the last advisor gave you, it is the information that we have available.
So the graphic designer Tadashi Matsushita, was he contacted about this?
Okay, let me see. We have a specific way to give you a contact about this, okay?
Okay.
It's a matter of hold by 3 minutes, okay, while I'm checking this?
Yeah, that's okay.
Thank you. Allow me some seconds, okay?
Okay, thank you. We get a nice tune. There's no way they're gonna give me his email, right? So we have to wait 3 minutes. Well, you're not gonna wait 3 minutes.
Okay, thanks for the night, Kylie. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I was trying to get more additional information about the Tashi Mushida, the contact. This is an information that is not available at this point. So basically, Kylie, the best option that I can offer you in this situation it is submit a feedback about this. Okay, if we, create an article about this, okay, we will try to basically share that information with our consumers. I can just submit the feedback about this. I would like to ask you if you have additional questions or there is something else where I can help you.
No, that'll be all.
Okay, thank you. Have a great day. Bye. Take care, Kylie.
Goodbye. I was unsure where to turn next. As much as I loved Ryan's idea of an article being published or any higher-ups receiving any feedback, I knew that wasn't gonna happen. My hyperfixation on a photo of a cat may raise some questions about, how do I say this? Undiagnosed autism, but I'm fully aware that they do not care about the Wii Cat. The director, graphic designer, and programmer, though, they surely knew who it was, right? Kawamoto, Matsushita, and Ito. The trio has worked on 6 titles together over the years, and Kawamoto has worked with them individually even more. Some of his works with Ito consist of Brain Age concentration training,
Devilish Mice,
Find Me from the Street Pass Me Plaza, and Touch Solitaire for the DSi. Where there is Ito, there are cats. They weren't kidding when they said he loves them, and I'm sure if I was able to ask him about this, he'd tell me all about the Wii Cat. But finding a way to contact Nintendo employees is next to impossible. They understandably value privacy, and I couldn't just hit these guys up and be like, hey, who's this cat from 20 years ago? I did like the sound of the whole Gigaleak thing though. Starting in 2018, 4chan users kept leaking a bunch of Nintendo data. These leaks spanned years. I wondered if there were insider details on the Wii's development, or maybe an offhand mention of the photo channel. I do not endorse doing this, and I'm not saying that I did do anything in particular. But I found some files on some websites, and after enduring a sheer amount of translating and clicking on a bunch of things, I found some pretty cool stuff. A sketch demonstrating Wii remote functions, versions with XY buttons instead of 1 and 2, Mii models, and another cat. If Wii Cat is an employee's pet, they must have hired a photographer. The closest to any photo channel related info is that Matsushita wanted the pictures that were taken at the E3 business trip, and the specs and guidelines for making banners via Revolution Layout Editor. And it states, copyright information on the screen is unnecessary since it cuts down on time for loading screens. I wrapped up my investigating, closed my laptop, and called it a night. I was at a crossroads. I didn't really know where to go from here, but I knew I'd have to try another angle. The images were used for Nintendo Music, so they at least have the files. But let's face it, they were never gonna tell me, and it seemed like this forsaken cat existed nowhere else on the internet. What other angles even were there? Well, it's also possible that they commissioned a photographer specifically for this project. If the correct photographer was asked, there was a decent chance they'd remember. So what about any other credited photographers? I found two different promising things. Remember Nintendogs, the beloved pet simulation game? Orie Ichihashi is credited under photograph. Worked with Nintendo and took pictures of dogs, which, might I add, dog and cat are kind of close to each other. She's still an active photographer and videographer, and in January 2020, she filmed a commercial for brain training for adults on Nintendo Switch. The second thing I found has to do with the Japan-exclusive 3DS game, the 3D illustrated encyclopedia of flowers and living things. It teaches you unexpected connections between creatures and plants, can identify flowers if you snap a photo with a 3DS camera, and has a massive amount of information on birds, insects, and the like. All of this looks pretty familiar, and it actually has credits for the images and photographers. A lot of the 3D encyclopedia photographers are hosted on Minden Pictures. I reached out to this website, but they didn't recognize any of the images belonging to any of them. They were cool enough to ask Mitsuaki Iwago's office if he knows anything about the cat, because he's like the cat photographer. I emailed Oria as well, along with so many people. They all probably think I'm such a weirdo. I have a running list of eligible contacts, and I'm chipping away at it. No one has claimed the Wii Cat as their creation yet. So, is this whole video a pointless dead end? No. Kind of. Let me explain. I haven't been entirely honest with you. I previously mentioned unarchived CD-ROMs for sale. But who would spend their real money on that? Me, of course. I decided to browse what was for sale and pick a select handful. I absolutely love shopping online and searching for rare relics, so this was like my dream mission. I settled on only ordering these Locust brand ones for now, because they're scarcely documented. But there are a lot of others. For example, this is intriguing, but the copies for sale are expensive compared to other CDs, and I already spent way too much on international shipping. So I'm waiting on my package of CD-ROMs, and maybe some photo channel pictures will miraculously be in them. Or maybe I will find out from Nintendo themselves. Because on top of my secret CD-ROM operation, I have a second confession to make. I was able to get into contact with a Nintendo of Japan employee. This person is unrelated to the photo channel, but on October 27th, 2025, I was sent this email that translates to, "Dear Kylie, thank you for your kind message. I forwarded it to everyone involved with the Wii Photo channel at the time. Please understand that I cannot provide any further details. Thank you for your interest in our products and software." My jaw literally dropped. I know this didn't solve it, and it still might not, but I got further than I ever thought I would. So be on the lookout for my unboxing, and hope that either the cat is on one of these, or that one of the guys who worked on the photo channel themselves get back to me and solve the mystery of the Wii Cat. So no, I didn't find it. Yet, at least. This was still probably the most fun I've ever had making a video, and I've done a lot of different stuff. It is the most fun, pointless video ever. The Wii holds a special place in my heart. My favorite game of all time will forever be Super Paper Mario. I'd fall asleep to various Wii music when I wanted to watch Netflix but our Wi-Fi was out. And Mario Kart Wii was what brought me back to my childhood interests when I was 16. I started watching both Wang and TWD98 around that time, and I think that unexpected amalgamation had a big influence on me and my content today. Thank you to Render96, the Internet Archive and its users, Kyoto Report, the wonderful Nintendo employee who actually responded to me, and thank you for watching.